Hi y'all, welcome to AMW Adventures in Gear. Today we're going to focus on the gear side and do an installation of a ham radio. So today we're going to install the FTM-300D radio. Just so that everybody knows, you do need a license to operate this radio. However, you don't need a license to just listen on this radio, use it for emergency services. I'll put a link down below if you want to have more information on that. What comes in the box is the radio body, the control head, the mic, extra external cable, a power cable, extra fuses, a way to mount if you wanted to use it on the dash, like a double-sided mount. Some things that this doesn't come with is, for my particular purposes, I have a Vertex bar, which I'll show you here. And this, you need something special to mount it with. It uses a camera mount. So what I opted to get was a simple RAM mount with a camera mount, place to mount it on my bar, and then a small arm, which you'll see the final install. Additionally, it doesn't come with an antenna, so I actually had bought two antennas. One is on its way. This one is my everyday, don't need to reach out and touch somebody radio, so I can go through car washes, etc. Also, in order to store memory, you needed to buy a SD card. This one was cheap off of Amazon, about $8, so don't have to spend a lot of money there. And I opted for I'm going to mount this on the driver's side, the radio and the antennas, so I opted for a lip mount radio from Diamond Antenna. Some tools you'll need with this for this installation is a simple fiberglass wire running kit. You can get it from Harbor Freight, really cheap. Don't need anything special. Just make sure not to break it. Crimping tool, again, Harbor Freight, cheap. It does what it needs to. You need also zip ties. I got two different kinds because I'm going to be trying to mount this under my driver's seat. And that way you can use it to clean up the wires and things like that. Also, if you want to take off the door for ease of installation, you need a ratcheting wrench with a T45 Torx. So in preparation, what I chose to do was take the door off so I didn't have to battle it on the way. In addition, I went ahead and tried to find which of the two push-throughs or pass-throughs I wanted to use. So we have one up top, closest to the driver's side door, and we have one inside the engine bay. I chose one inside the engine bay because it's much easier to get through, and you're not going to be fighting a small space. So the first thing we're going to do is get this wire through the firewall so that we can start managing it under the seat. I chose to install it underneath. See if I can get a good view here for you. Right where that yellow pole is going through. It's much easier to go through and it gives you enough clearance. Okay, first step done. We routed this into the grommet. Get a good view, see it passing through right there. Made sure the cable was long enough for the power, we'll see. And what we're gonna do here is, you can see the cables lying right where they need to. We're gonna run it underneath here. Have a nice little pass through for it to get into the radio. The next step, now that we have everything run through, is we're gonna mount this bad boy to the lip of the Jeep. And it just needs some small Allen wrenches. It clips on, no drilling needed, and it's adjustable. Okay, now with the antenna installed and relatively level, we are going to focus on the radio install now. Okay, so with the radio, I'm going to try to mount it underneath here. Need a good view of it. Onto this guy or this bar. I'm going to face it this way because I think I'm limited in power wire, and I have plenty for the mic and for the head unit. Okay, now that we have installed the radio nicely under here, fit very nice, power connected, we're gonna do a quick test. I got everything just laid out to test it before I do the work of wire cleanup. So we're gonna power this on. Now that we've connected and we've powered on, let's do a quick mic test. It worked. Now let's clean up the wires. So we ran the cables coming out of that grommet that we showed you, both the coax and the power, into this trim piece, all the way through. Comes out here, right next to my air hose compressor that I will show you guys at a later time. And it runs right underneath with zip ties and connects to the radio. See if I can get a good view of that for y'all. I ran the mic extension cable, mounted it right up here into the driver's side. Get that video for you. And that way I was able to connect the mic to here instead of underneath the seat. And this allows me, I have a lot of excess, and what this allows me to do is to mount the mic wherever I so choose. Right now I just have it sitting in this little tray area. I was able to run the wire cable all the way from here. Yeah, I could probably clean it up a bit, but run from here all the way to the battery, go right over the top of the engine onto the battery. So I have a Vertex off-road bar, and what that allows me to do is I can mount any accessories like a phone or a radio. I have an iPad mount, and whatever you want to put on. So the way I mounted this was using a handlebar mount that you can use for a motorcycle. It's a standard anywhere from 0.75 to 1 inch mount with a little arm from Ram Mounts. The back here uses a ball from eBay that some guy did, and let me tell you, that will save your life on this. This thing will not fall off of the Ram mount if you do it that way. So I'll put all the links to this below so that you can too find it. So just general look here, if you're looking at the steering wheel, it's down out of my field of vision, but I can still see it, manipulate it where I need to do anything I need to do. All in all, this system has been a great addition to my communication setup, both with my Garmin inReach and my CB radio. This allows me to not only use it for a hobby setting or with amateur radio emergency services, but I can connect with more off-roaders in the off-road community. I would recommend this system to anybody. It's not the cheapest system, but it definitely is easy to install and allows me to do both digital and normal FM communication. Again, I'll put the links down for everything I used to install today and a link for the Amateur Radio Society licensing program. Thanks for watching AMW Adventures in Gear. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more videos. We have a great year planned, and we look forward to seeing you.